Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashisht from enlightenmentcourses.com. So somebody asked me a question about how the inner union feels and what does it feel like. So I wanted to make a video on this. To be honest, it's a little bit difficult to describe because at one point everything in life becomes the state of inner union. So it's like, how do you describe that? How do you describe all of life? Right? But I'm going to try from one angle because that's the best I can do. I can, give you one perspective at a time. So I hope that it'll be useful to you, because what happens is that when a certain person is feeling it or has experienced it, and I know that all of you have experienced it. It's not about, I don't think there's any human on the planet that has never experienced inner union. But it's more that it happens in bursts and spurts and, just like not often at all. Like, maybe some people have it only once or twice in their life, that they feel it for a second and then it's gone. Others that are more conscious, like the people watching this channel, will maybe feel it a whole lot more, but at the same time are not able to sustain it. They haven't yet moved into that state. So the difference is that you might feel it sometimes, but it's not a dominant resident state for you. It's not where you live. It's not where you dwell. So the process of coming into inner union, of enlightenment, of coming into the fifth dimensional vibration and further on moving into your Christhood, all of that is simply moving into a different state, a state of consciousness, and experiencing yourself as that. And I'll be explaining two different types of consciousness as well, like two different levels. And yeah, hopefully that will help you. So if you would like to watch more videos on a subject like this, then give this video a thumbs up. That's how I get to know what videos you'd like to watch from me. Subscribe if you are new here, and check out my website, which has all kinds of courses for you to come into your enlightenment. I have courses like EMBODY, the fifth dimensional vibration, which is made exactly for this. There's 5 modules in it, and they are the exact steps that you need to take in order to move into inner union. And there's chapters within each module, which is a step-by-step process for you to really move into embodying and not just talking about the fifth dimensional vibration, the first major stage of inner union. It might be the first stage, but it's the most important stage because that is the most difficult for humans to come into. And after that, it becomes pretty seamless. It becomes pretty effortless because we have to sort of cross that veil. Then if you have a more feminine energy and you like to manifest, I have another course called Manifest Soulmate Relationships, which is on and off, only on the weekend. And then on Monday, it'll be normal price, regular price. So if it's still on sale, I'm not sure when this video will be uploaded, then just check out below this video. I have all of those courses available to you. That also will move you into the state of experiencing the beloved, as that everything you experience is the beloved. So it's a more feminine feeling, body-based course where you're feeling in your body love and what your values are, creating, and this inner power, this feminine power, magnetism, and activating even sexual energy in these orgasmic states too. And the first one has more principles, like sacred principles, explaining what they are, then choosing them, and creative exercises as well. Okay guys, so what does inner union feel like? I'm a bit nervous to do this video because it's like, how do I capture this? But I made some notes and I'll speak about it. So there's different levels of inner union. I think I explained at the beginning of this video. I made other videos about different levels of coming into enlightenment. It's the same. Inner union is different levels of enlightenment. And the first stage, I'll divide this just into 2 stages for simplicity. So the first stage is when we come into our twin soul reunion, or our merge with our higher self. So it's like the 7th dimensional level when we move into the 5th dimensional vibration. After that, we merge also with the 6th and 7th, and the 7th level is related to the soul and the twin soul levels. Those are the levels of purity. And then right above that is the oversoul or the higher self, the 8th dimensional level. So your higher self, you, and the beloved, the twin soul, form a trinity. So when we really merge with this, we tap into infinity, and infinity becomes yours. So that is what inner union at this level feels like. It feels like you remember exactly why you were born, not only on this planet, but why were you born in the first place. You may have had other lives before as human or on other planets. If you are not a human soul, you remember what type of a soul you are in creation. And therefore you remember what your creativity is, what your soul talents are. They start to open up. And everything starts to feel like it's happening for you to come into purity, for you to experience purity, for you to experience co-creation, creativity and magic and joy, because these are the vibrations that are related to the soul twin soul higher self levels. Life just becomes this experience of merging with the beloved, basically. And it's like, what is the beloved? The beloved essentially is everything except you. So it's experiencing the other. Anything that you say is the other, whether it's this pillow right here, whether it's another person, or any object, any person that I say is, I'm experiencing, like I'm looking at, like a reflection. That is the beloved. So all of life becomes your beloved. So in my course, also I take you through these practices where it's like, if you're going through something difficult in your life, like the deepest wounds that you've had, trauma, abuse, whatever, how is that the beloved? How was that also the beloved? You really come into the knowing of that. And when you can land that state, you can see that even that was the beloved. That is complete purity. It is complete and utter love. It's not in a dysfunctional way. It's seeing the reason behind it. It's seeing why that showed up in your life and how that too was serving you to really remember yourself as love again. See, you're indestructible. At a soul level, you're born and you can't ever die. And you have infinite powers. You can create whatever the hell you want. It's like, you think of it and it's there. That's actually the powers that we have. So when something shows you that you are limited, or no, you're contained, you can't, you are this, you are that, and tells you what you are and you're not, like it limits you, it makes you want to break free. Otherwise you'd be stuck lifetime over lifetime. So you experience even limitation, even within limitation, there was the beloved, the presence of the beloved was there, you see. So when you live in that state, when you really activate it, not as a mental concept like you're hearing now, but something that has made a DNA change in your body through the life choices also that you've made, when you see something happening in your life and you can choose and remember, no, this is love too. Everything is love, everything is divine love, everything is my beloved. And I'm choosing to experience all as that, as love, as purity. That's when you move into the the state of infinity, the state of the soul, and everything that you experience is the beloved. It's just such a beautiful state to be in. It's like when you read Rumi's poems and he's talking about nature and everything else being the beloved and experiencing it as that. That's what it is. I have also written some poems, some beautiful poems that will bring you into your remembrance of inner union and the beloved. So I'll put a link below this video because there's a page which has lots of my poems. Some of them I've made into videos. I'll link it up here. But you can go through the page which has most of them. So that is one of the experiences of coming into beloved union, coming into inner union. It's like you choose to marry yourself every day, no matter what you're going through. When you feel broken, when you feel down, when you're feeling good about yourself, it's like you're seeing yourself. You start to see yourself. I've had these experiences where I start to see myself as if my beloved is looking at me and saying, you're just perfect, you're like when you're doing something that is disharmonious or I'm not looking my best or whatever it is, I'm not feeling my best. It's like when you look at a child, you still see them as perfection. When you see like a cute little animal, it may not feel its best, but you're like, oh my god, how adorable. Like it falls down, it's trying to walk and it falls down. It may feel shame, but you're like, oh my god, how adorable. And that's the experience of the beloved, how the beloved feels about you. And you, because you are one with the beloved, you start seeing yourself as that. And that, when you live in that state, it's really beautiful. And you'll go through moments of ups and downs where you will feel fear again, but it's easy to snap back and come back because that is your dominant state. It becomes the dominant state of love, of purity, of magic. You also know yourself as an infinite creator, because now you've activated love, so you attract other people who have a high vibration. They are the exact people, you start drawing soul family to you. They're the exact people who are meant to meet you on your mission and co-create with you. So your whole vibration becomes about this creativity, like it's like this explosion of creativity that is soul aligned. It's not just drawing, painting, singing, anything. It comes from your soul. It is the vibration of who you are, what you were born as, just to shine your light. So you no longer know yourself as somebody who's limited, and at the same time you don't need like a whole lot of resources and to just accumulate and waste. You can honor what's there, and you use it to its highest potential. So it's this beautiful just synergy of love. It's like being in a movie, you know, like those Bollywood movies, Hollywood movies, where there's like this musical going on and everything's in harmony. Even the chaos sort of blends into this larger flow. So that is the experience of the beloved and inner union and this marriage. You feel like you've married yourself. Every day feels like your wedding day. When you go through those more difficult moments, you're able to see the because even difficult moments lead to depth, right? They lead to intimacy with yourself. Like if you've had a difficult moment and then at the end of the day it got resolved and you're like, oh wow, that was hard, but we made it through, you know. It's that feeling. So there's always this deeper reason, and you're able to feel everything as love, as this beautiful merge. Okay, moving on. Then when we move into our higher states of Christhood, of and before that coming into our I am presence, our God self, that's a higher level of our inner union or marriage, and then we merge with our God self. That's another trinity, you can say, in a sense. So it's kind of like at this level it feels like, because these levels are related to power, they are related to service, they're related to truth. Are you able to, they're the more masculine levels, so you're able to choose truth. And you know, even the other level was a balance of masculine and feminine at a certain, in a certain vibration of purity. And then it's like the vibration of masculine and feminine at the levels of power, service, like Christ service, Christ level service, truth, primal life force energy, sexual energy. So there's different levels, but it's the balance of the masculine and feminine coming at all of those levels. So that is what inner union is. So when we merge at these levels of the God self, of our Christhood, then you feel like before you felt infinite, like you have access to everything, there's enough resources, you can generate whatever you want, it's all in your hands. Now you feel immortal, so you feel eternal. So the soul level is about feeling infinite, and the God self level is about feeling immortal or eternal, like you can never die. So that's why it's also related to power, because you will go through deeper death type themes. Doesn't mean you're going to die, but it's like emotional deaths. It's about choosing truth, being comfortable standing alone when nobody else supports you. You're choosing truth, and nobody, like people, there's this saying that those who live in truth stand alone or something like that, and that's exactly true. You'll be going through initiations like that. People won't even know around you that you have moved into a certain level, what you have done, like the amount of times you've chosen love again and again, being the only one knowing what is right for you, nobody else necessarily supporting you, but that you become really exactly aligned with truth, and you're able to choose it and see it in every moment. Then of course you have those moments where you meet people again, and you know, but you're comfortable both in solitude and in meeting other people and knowing your truth even within that. So that becomes a level of service. Now you're very, very discerning. You're a master being, basically. You're in your Christhood. You have aligned with your I am presence, your God self. So at this level, everything, it's like the angelic levels as well. These are the higher levels. And you feel basically like you belong in the kingdom of God. So there's this reunion that happens where you merge with your angelic nature. So it for me it was an experience of almost like, how do I explain it, like there's this kingdom that's there, and there's this staircase or something, and there's angels that are lined up there, and they're all just like bowing to you, and they're all there, and you have to walk the aisle or up the steps, and you're going into the kingdom of God, basically. And it's this beautiful, I can't describe it with words, it's just this deep unity where all is one, and you know yourself as that. You know yourself as an angelic being, and you know that whatever God thinks, like the thought of source, or whatever the will of God is, you become it. It's not even that you receive it, you act on it. It just is you. Like that's what, like you're simply a portal. You don't have a body anymore as such. Of course you have a body, but the way you experience yourself predominantly is beyond that, is an angelic being where you're just a portal, that it's like a lens, and God can, or source can, see through you into these realms and can move through you and can create through you. That's what you become. It's selfless. It's completely selfless. It's just this most, you need a deep level of surrender in order to be here. You need to be completely fearless in the choices that you make, and I have made such choices in my life as well. I've made other videos about that, some stuff that I won't get into it now because it'll just take a long time, but these will be the more difficult choices that you make in your life. And it's beautiful as well. You'll feel alone, but you'll feel so empowered, and then when the time is right, people will surround you as well, as much as you need, as much as you want. And you're essentially just a messenger of God. You're the word incarnate. That's how you feel. And the deepest way that I feel it is like what the creation angels, how, I don't know if it's in the Bible or what, because I haven't read all of these sacred texts. Like, things just come to me in bits and pieces when it's the right time. So I can't tell you where this is from, but it's like the creation angels, they go, holy, holy. Somewhere it's written that that's what they say, that they're just singing the praise of God, or at least that's how I remember it, I experience it. And it's because that's all that they say, holy, holy. And it's not like about worshipping something. It's more like they are the ones, like when source has a thought, because you are aligned with source, you sort of create. So you're this angelic being, this creation being that creates life. And you're feeling, oh my God, how holy. Life is so holy, like it's so sacred, like it's beyond words. And you're feeling that, and through that feeling, birth happens. So life is so pure and so sacred that it's birthed through you, through that consciousness. So that's what it means that they're saying holy, holy, because they see everything, all of life like that, and then they just give birth. So guys, it's really hard for me to describe, but I'm really doing my best. But at this level, it's just pure service. It's like you exist just for love. It's loving for love's sake. It's being the word incarnate. Source has a thought, you become it. You are the will of God. And it's not even necessary that everybody will know it or anyone will know it. It's just about you and what you serve, because you're so filled in. And of course you'll have your human moments, because these are states, like you have brought this state into the body, but at the same time you do have a human self as well, and from time to time it'll act up. And the more power that you land in body, actually, the more darkness also you have to handle, because you're handling much more. So each time there is some darkness on the planet, even in the collective, when something happens, it sort of gets balanced out through you. You are a portal because you hold that much light. So yeah, so that is what life then begins to feel like. There's no difference between being here and being in the higher realms, being in the realms of God. It's all just one. It's all an experience of unity with God, and being, completely in touch with God, being intimate with God, and just the Holy Spirit flows through you as well. The feminine aspect of God, you can say. And you just feel immortal. You feel indestructible as well, because it's like, of course, as a human you will die one day, but what will that experience actually be like? Will it be something traumatic, or will it be just this beautiful surrender where you move into a new state and you don't even know, like it's so orgasmic and so beautiful actually at the time of death? We don't know, right? So you can't say that death is a difficult process or define it a certain way, because at this level There is no distinction. It's just a metamorphosis. Like I dream every night and I wake up. It's beautiful. So physical death can also happen that way. So what is the difference between being in one realm and being here? All of it sort of just blends, and it's not, that's why you feel eternal as well, because you can bring those eternal states, the wisdom that you have as well. Like you don't feel like you're going to die, because you don't really die, do you? Like you just flow, and you flow into another form. So life feels like that. Life, it feels like you're indestructible, and that becomes your dominant state, and that's what you bring to the planet as well. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that this it's about feeling this rather than trying to understand it as a concept. But I hope that this was a transmission that made you feel something inside of your higher heart. And like I said, I have courses that I have made. You know that this type of wisdom is not available so readily, and then based on it, based on these sacred principles, based on these feelings, I have made two types of courses. One with the sacred principles if you're into that, and one if you're more of a feeling being, you want to do it through relationships, because again, masculine feminine balance at different levels also happens through relationship triggering and all of that, and the beauty that we create through relationships and experiencing all as the beloved. So that's the more feminine side. I've created Manifest Soulmate Relationships, my online course. Or the more masculine side of it is Embody, the fifth dimensional vibration. Please check them out. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments if this made sense, if you felt it more than anything else.